Hey movie maniacs, CinemaCreeper. Thought I'd share with you a new addition to my collection. This is actually a project I've been working on for the past several months, and with the new Evil Dead film getting ready to come out, I decided that it would be my inspiration to get this project finished. It's actually one of the biggest pieces that I own in my collection. It's a little over 5 foot long and probably weighs about 50 pounds. A lot of the weight due to the chainsaw that's there on top. What I wanted to do with this piece, or what I was trying to accomplish, is I wanted to incorporate all of my favorite things from the Evil Dead trilogy. Obviously one of them being that I really enjoyed the Skeleton Army from Army of Darkness. Incorporated 5 different skulls and 2 different hands in the sculpture itself, or the piece. And what I did was I designed these out of paper mache and polymer clay, and I wanted to all give them different characteristics as far as their facial features go by giving them different eyebrow and cheekbone structures, and obviously different teeth. And all the teeth here are made out of polymer clay. Then as far as the painting technique goes, just use some different antiquing and brush techniques with blacks and browns to kind of give it an aged and weathered look. As far as the Army of Darkness title goes, I really enjoy looking at the font style that they used in the theatrical release of the poster. So I stayed true to that. The only thing I did decide to change was the color. It is a white in the poster there, and I decided to go with red just because I thought it'd stand out a little bit more on the black. And also with all the skeletal pieces being white, I didn't want to take away from that. As far as the paintwork goes on the lettering here, I used puffy paint and then went over with acrylic just to give it some different texture. Then on the skeletal hand and arm here, the hand and the phalanges, or the fingers, are all actually made out of resin, and then the arm is made with dowel rods, and I covered the dowel rods with clay. And this specific hand that I'm showing here, I actually probably broke this about 5 different times during the making of this project. So I actually think I did a pretty good job of repiecing it back together and not being able to tell where the breaks are in it. Give you a little bit of detail on the lettering here. The only thing that I might change on the display itself is I might add lights inside the skulls just to kind of give it a different effect at nighttime. Then the chainsaw was actually the last piece I started working on for the display. I'd like to go ahead and give a shout out to my cousin Brian. I was fortunate enough for him to give me a used chainsaw. Really nice as far as being accurate in the size, and it was really weathered and used. I did have to do quite a few modifications on the chainsaw just so I could add the wristband here, and I wanted to make sure that the chainsaw was as accurate as possible. Put a lot of different blood work on the saw here. Then I'm sure some of you fans noticed that there's normally a hand bar that goes right across the middle in the film. I just thought it took away from the piece itself. I did start to make one, and I just didn't like the finished product. Thought it was kind of an eyesore to the whole piece itself. Did leave the side handlebar here. It wasn't something I made, it was already on the chainsaw. And I decided to leave it because in the production shots, or still shots, and the poster artwork, he does have the side handlebar. But in the live action shots, normally this piece is not added. Then as far as the wristband goes, this is actually just a plastic end cap to a plumber's fitting or a pipe fitting. And what I did was just put some different glues and waxes to give it a really textured and rough look. And I didn't really want the wristband to look like it was welded to the chainsaw itself. I wanted to look like it was kind of melted. So I just went over it with some different glue and antiqued it with black, and just add a little bit of red for blood effect and some browns for some rust coloring. Overall, the wristband was probably the easiest piece, or the easiest part of this project. Probably took me about an hour or two to complete and get it attached to the chainsaw. And then a nice little added touch here is the S-Mart logo. This is actually an Echo brand chainsaw, but with Ash working at S-Mart in the movie, I decided this would be a nice little touch. The triangle piece for the logo is actually fabricated out of an old DVD case that I wasn't using. Then I just covered it with some different glue and acrylic to give it a texture. And then the S-Mart logo there is made out of puffy paint. Well, I hope all of you Army of Darkness and Evil Dead fans enjoyed the video today. Please tell all your viewers and get them to subscribe. Hopefully I'll be doing more videos of different things I create for my collection. And until next time, shop smart, shop S-Mart.